Nora, how are you?
Good. Looking forward to our weekly chat. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's Wednesday, middle of the week for us.
Oh, yes. Thankfully, it's Wednesday.
Yes, yes.
It feels like it's already been a long week, but okay. Wednesday, I'll take Wednesday. I'll take Thursday for sure.
Yes, well, I actually had my women's wellness checkup this week. Uh,
Uh-oh. How did
so,
that go?
I actually, when I called to make the appointment about a month ago, I wasn't going to be able to get in to see a doctor because we changed insurance. I had to see a new doctor. And so I decided to take the appointment with the nurse practitioner, and she was
Okay.
good. She was very good. I asked to do my women's wellness checkup with my mammogram because it said at that office they do that, and so I agreed to do that. Wanted to get it all done quickly and
Yeah.
at the same time. What I didn't realize is that they now added on a new test, which I've never had done before. Obviously, we've all probably had by this age a colonoscopy.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
now they do, kind of, I don't know if I want to say a colon test, but they do uh, a rectal exam. And so when she told me that they do that in combination with the wellness checkup, first of all, I was already sitting on the little bed. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was envisioning, the little thing, that they put in your ear, when they're looking into your ears and they're looking in
Uh-huh.
your
You thought they
eyeball.
were going to put that in your...
Yeah, I thought they were just going to look around the little area and look at it with that little
Yeah.
magnifier, or maybe insert the little tip in there. I didn't realize, no, they don't do that. They do the whole finger in like that. And I was like, oh, that's more than what I was looking for and
Yikes.
expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, wow, I probably will change doctors again. I don't know if I'm going to go back to that same person again next.
Have you had a colonoscopy?
I have had a colonoscopy and I
Oh,
really
okay.
realize it's probably been 10 years now. So
Okay. Yeah.
they gave me a referral to go
Okay.
get one done. But I did have through Kaiser, they have a colon guard or something where they send you home with a little box and you do this little stool
Right.
sample, send it
Yeah.
to the laboratory, and then they
Right.
send you back a note saying everything's okay. So
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
that
I
as
used
well last
I
year.
used to do that one, and then finally my doctor's like, and I said, well, I don't want to do colonoscopy. I don't know why I was so scared. I said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And he's like, look, you need to do it. You're 63 and you need to do it. And so I finally got brave, and so I did go this year, and it
Oh,
was good. Yeah, and they said you don't have to come back for another 10 years. So I was like, okay.
well,
So, but now that I'm hearing about you having to have this other little test,
I felt violated. I didn't expect all that. But I mean, I think the colonoscopy was good. What I was telling her is that I also have read some research now that says, like, because they do put you under, obviously they sedate you for it. And I'm like, they said if you don't really have to be sedated, you shouldn't be. And that maybe that test is not, I'm not gonna say it's not important, but if you don't have signs or necessary, if it doesn't seem necessary, maybe not to do it. But um,
oh,
my husband had to repeat his after 5 years, and then he did his, and then I had to repeat it after 10 years. So it is time to think about having it and all. And it is a quick procedure, but they do put you completely under. You don't feel
yeah,
anything, you don't remember anything.
no, no, you don't feel anything.
I kind
Yeah,
of
it is
prefer
really
that
quick.
than the finger, I think.
Oh Lord.
That was too big of a surprise for me.
Hello. Wow. Okay.
Hello and goodbye. Probably
Yeah.
see you again. Um,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. No, I didn't have such an exciting week. I've just been doing regular stuff, washing the dishes and working, and that's about it. And reading our book, but
good, good.
other than that, I haven't had an exciting week. Not like that. So that's a
Yeah,
good thing.
yeah.
Oh, I did buy something on Amazon, and I did get it in. And I don't know if you've seen this brand that's all over the place with everybody on the YouTube.
Oh no, I haven't.
So, and I bought several of them. I just was going to open this one,
Okay, let's see what it
and
is.
it's actually, huh?
Let's see what it is.
It's a bra,
Oh, okay.
but it's a bra with like no underwire
Oh, okay.
on the side or here.
Wow.
And before you think, oh, that's not going to give me any support, it really does. And when you go online to look at them, they have like all kinds of different sizes, like your measurement around your, right here, your chest, and then your bust size.
Oh,
And then
wow.
it's also like the straps have the little where you can adjust it.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, and they even give you like a little extender in case,
Oh, wow.
you eat too much and then you can use your extender, which I might need that. So I might have to hang on to that. But, it's, I don't know. I'm really happy with them. I bought several and they're not very expensive. They were, for some reason, only this color is 19.99. The
Okay.
other colors go to 29.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going, isn't this like the most popular color,
I would
right?
think
Like
so.
the
Yeah.
beige color that you can kind of wear underneath everything.
Everything. Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, because I was thinking, oh, I want this color and this color and this color. And then I kept click, 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 click. And then I was like, whoa, what happened, to the prices? And then I realized that the different colors, for whatever reason, are more expensive.
Oh,
So then I just got them all the same color.
well, that's good. I mean, you
Yeah.
do use them for a long time too, but I definitely want to hear how they work. I think been, I've been worried about the support of those.
Yeah.
So that's why I've never bought one. Or I think I bought one once just to use for like wearing pajamas or something when family's over if we're getting
Yeah.
together, but I didn't feel like it was very supportive. I just felt like it's
Really?
comfortable.
Well, you could
It's
try one. These are different.
time
Like
ago.
I've had other ones, but not like this one, where
Yeah.
it actually has, this keeps it up, believe it or not. Just the little
Okay.
plastic that it has in here on the inside, as well as, underneath. It really does. I mean, I don't know, gives me support. I really am liking it. So,
Well, I think it's
sure.
probably come a long way since the time I probably purchased it. And
Yeah.
a lot of times I'm last minute at Susan and I'm in Walmart buying a bra or something that for a vacation, like a strapless bra. Bought one just a few weeks ago when I went on my vacation. And then after I
Uh-huh.
got home, I realized, oh, I had one. It was just in a drawer. I didn't think it was in. So uh,
Yeah.
that's how
It's just those things that you don't use very often. And then
right.
I know because I do that with all kinds of things, with wine bottle openers, it's like, oh, I don't know where it is. Let me go get another one. And before you know it, I've got like several.
Yeah, exactly. A little collection of them, whether you want.
Yeah, a little collection. But did you get a chance to read our book?
I did
Our
listen,
our
listen.
chapter two?
Yes.
Okay.
And I like that the chapter two built on chapter one, of course, still talking about ego.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I just mentioned about Walmart, and this I had this kind of realization while I was listening to it that this is something. Now, I'm not going to say I don't have an ego. I know I've had an ego, and I know that this is something I'm working on because of this book. But
Hmm.
I've always not I have not minded buying clothes from Walmart, and some people are so against that. And I'm like, but they have cute dresses. Like I'll see some dresses online. I actually just ordered this dress online. You can't really see it, but it's long to the ground.
Oh, let's see. Stand up. It looks cute.
Okay. It's fairly, like it's tighter fit like this. It's kind of slenderizing. It's got these a little pattern on it you can kind of see.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Yeah. What material is that?
it's kind of a nylon knits kind of
I
nylon.
like the sleeves. That's a
And
good
it has
length.
a little bow on this, a little tie, a little thing on the side. It has a little
That's really
cross.
cute.
And it is long. It does go to well, everything's long to me
That's yeah.
because these midi dresses that are supposed to be mid calf or something, to me, they're up to the ground. So I might get it altered, but it might not. So
Yeah.
I saw it on sale and ordered it. And I've never really cared about having to have a designer label on my clothes. Now I might go to TJ Maxx and see something that's a designer label, but it's at TJ Maxx, and I'll
Yeah.
buy that because
Yeah.
I usually get tired of my clothes faster, and I don't really want to spend hundreds of dollars on something that it's like, but I can get something that looks very similar to it for, 29.99 or something.
Yes.
So,
Because the styles just kind of come and go so fast. And then if you
yeah,
buy something that's like designer and super expensive and it's not a classic style, and
right.
then you feel like, well, geez, now I can't wear it next season because then you look totally out of style. So then you don't look good either. So
Right. And I think that's what the chapter was talking about, that said
mhm.
our ego forms through our identification with things,
Yeah. Yeah.
possessions,
Yeah.
titles, and physical forms. And I
Yeah.
was thinking about clothing, and I was thinking about cars. Some people only drive a certain type of car, um, because that's what they want to look like when,
Yeah.
and
That's true.
I think that it limits them too. It's okay to do if you have a lot of extra money and you want to
Yeah.
spend it that way, that's your decision. But
Yeah.
if you're feeling like you're forced to buy designer clothes or you're forced to buy this certain type of car
Yeah.
just to please
Well,
your
because
ego, maybe it's
I
not worth
think that it's kind of in our face every day. Every commercial that we see, everything we see online is telling us, well, they show us this beautiful model and she's got this kind of makeup on, and you're thinking, oh wow, look at her skin, it looks great, I need to try that. I'm guilty of that. I've done that. I've said, oh, let me go try that, because you see them putting it on and it looks so great. Sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't, but I am guilty of, falling for that and thinking, okay,
Yeah.
well, my skin will look better. And sometimes it doesn't. But I did read this section here on page 26, and I know you have the audiobook, but it was talking about his thoughts. And it says that sometimes we are overcome with thoughts,
Yeah.
but these are thoughts that are like, that everybody else is thinking, oh, well, for example, just an example, that country is bad, or this
Oh,
country is good. And so those thoughts, you're already like, okay, well, yeah, that country's bad and that country's good. And he's like, you need to kind of just erase that and don't be a victim of those thoughts. Be your own thoughts. It's like we forget that we can think, we can have our own thoughts,
right.
for things. And when he said that, I'm like, wow, I had to reread
I
it a
like
few
that.
times, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's kind of hard to understand. And I think it's just because it's so deep,
Yeah, that's very deep.
it's so
Like,
so deep, and it really goes, you really have to, reread it. And
mhm.
I, like I said, I reread it a few times and I thought, oh my God, that makes so much sense. By the like third or fourth time that I read it, then I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Sometimes we already hear this thought, that the rest of the world has, and somehow all those thoughts, now they're on us. And
Mhm.
we've forgotten that, hey, we can think and make our own decisions,
Yeah,
for ourselves. So
exactly. Yeah, that reminds me of Germany. When our trip was to go through Germany this summer, our river cruise, I didn't really have any interest in going to Germany. I had not really.
really,
No, I had never, that was never on my list of one of the places I wanted to go. But
uh-huh.
we went, and we actually spent quite a few days in Germany, and it was beautiful. I was surprised how beautiful and peaceful it was. And so, yeah, I already had a built-in perception of what I thought it was
Yeah.
or what I thought it wasn't. And I was very pleasantly surprised. It's actually a very beautiful country. So I can see how that could happen where you think,
Yeah. So that's a very good example how, you went with a certain perception and certain thoughts, and then you had to wipe that away, and then you brought home your own thoughts,
that's right.
So, but I
Yeah.
think we do that in this, in this world. Not, I was going to say in this country, in this the whole world, everybody
Yeah.
does that, and so what he's saying is we need to just, lift that away and kind of, think for ourselves and make our own perceptions. I thought, wow, that's really great.
Yeah, and basically the book is really centered on the ego,
On
and
the ego.
by releasing our ego, we can
Yeah.
awaken to a whole new world, to understanding ourselves better.
Yeah.
But he also gave a story about a little old lady who was dying of cancer, I believe, and
Yes.
she
That was
thought
a good one too.
she thought somebody who was taking care of her had stolen her ring, and then they asked her some questions. That said something like, "How will this something like how will this losing your ring affect you? Like, what is the like trying to
Yeah.
get into."
I think he was trying to like say, and again, it's like you have to
Hmm.
really dive into it, but I think he was trying to say, like, the fact that your diamond ring is gone or
Yes,
missing or whatever, how does that, in the
diminish.
situation that she was in, she's dying,
Right,
how does that make you better? Why are you like, your ego is like so worried about this diamond ring, and
right.
yet that's not that important.
Exactly. How will it diminish you is what he said. How does it make you less by not having that ring? She was like,
Right.
well, it was my grandmother's ring.
Yeah.
But we have our ego gives us a mental belief or understanding of what that possession means to us. When
Hmm.
really she was going to give that ring away. And that's what he
Yeah.
ended up saying is that
And no, and she also mentions that she hadn't worn it in years because since she had been sick, she was swollen and she could not wear it. So the ring was just sitting there. It, not to say that if somebody had taken it or whatever, that was right, but she was so focused on the
focused.
fact that it was gone,
Yeah.
and he was trying to get her to see that, hey, you need, you're dying, basically, why are you wasting your
Yeah.
thoughts, but the ego was like, no, I want my ring, I want my ring. So,
Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of, he helped her to realize, because he said after he talked with her and walked her through several questions, that she released that feeling she had, and she ended up giving away several of her possessions and personal items and rings and jewelry,
Yeah.
and then they did find the ring after she
Yeah.
passed away. That it
After she passed, and then he kind of talks about he doesn't know if maybe that person did take it and then they put it back,
right.
or if it was there all along. It may have been there all along. So isn't that interesting though, how she was just focused on the wrong things? But again, it goes back to the same thing, the ego.
Exactly. And I feel that that's something that we all can get caught up on. And, I talk to a lot of people who have older parents and they'll say, oh my gosh, my parents save so much stuff. They've got a collection of everything, their house is full or whatever. But they can't let any of it go at all, or nor will they even gift it away to their kids. But they obviously they know that after they pass away, their kids are going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it's this mental block that they have to think that those
Mhm.
things are important when really nothing is that important. Objects are
No,
not that important. And that's what this
no.
book is really trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
we need to rid ourselves of this
Yeah.
mental blockage, which the ego does,
Yeah.
making us think that these things are important. When
Mhm.
really, when you remove the the heaviness or the greatness of those things, you can now
Mhm.
see what really is more important. Spending time with
Yeah.
people. Uh,
Because a lot of people, probably myself included, we tend to identify with something. We're like, oh, just like you were talking about a vehicle,
yeah,
I don't have a beautiful brand new shiny vehicle, but I mean, some people do, identify with, oh no, I drive this type of car, and so that makes me this type of person. And in reality, just like you said, when you pull all that away, we're just, it's the ego thinking, oh, I need to drive this kind of car. I need to have this designer shirt because I want to fit in with these type of people or whatever. But you really don't. And
you don't
once you strip
right.
all that away, it kind of gives you this freedom,
Yeah.
and you kind of feel like, oh, just a relief that you don't have to try and live that. Although the ego is funny because it comes and goes. So it's not like you can say, okay, it's gone. All of a sudden it's knocking back at your door and you're like, oh, maybe I do need that, 5 bras or whatever. So, that I saw.
And I don't think
So
there's anything wrong with being happy, being comfortable, getting things that make you happy and comfortable. But as long as you don't believe that your self-worth is,
because of those
is
things.
because of those
Exactly.
things, but then I think
Exactly.
you're okay.
And I
So
think that's exactly what he was getting at in this chapter. But like I said, some of it goes so deep that I was like, ooh, I gotta reread this a few times. But so interesting. I really enjoyed it. And I read the whole chapter just today because I hadn't caught up and I knew we were going to talk about it today. And I was like, oh, I gotta
I
read
know.
this.
I know. I re-listened to it this morning and during lunch. I did also like it says that he said that suffering occurs when we defend or protect the ego. So when we identify that that's ego talking or whatever, we
Hmm.
might defend it. And this is kind of a quick, I remember some family members who argued about something and it was about
Who,
politics.
who, who?
Maybe some sisters of yours, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, okay,
Well, and they
yeah.
didn't speak together to each other for a long period of time because of something that was about politics. And and I questioned my mom about that because I said, "Do you think that people who are, that were running for office even know your name or even know who you're going to vote for or not vote for?"
Or
And
even care,
no,
you know?
exactly. And I
Yeah.
didn't want to be mean, but at the same time, it's like your sister is more important than who you're going to vote for.
But you know what? That's exactly my argument with people that are like so either this side or the other side, and they're going like this. And I'm thinking, and that's exactly my argument right there. I'm like, what for? Those people way up there are making money and they're living in their mansions. They don't care about you. They don't care if you have food on the table or who you're nothing. So
Yeah.
it's like just let it go. Vote whoever you're gonna vote and just let it go.
Yeah, and don't talk about it. Just keep it private.
Yeah. Just keep it from
I don't know. I've never gotten into any of that. I've never cared about that kind of stuff. But I don't know. The book is really good. I think the book is
yeah.
really eye-opening. And even though I told you at the beginning, I felt like it was a little difficult the first chapter because all that was kind of not the
Hmm.
conversation about ego and was not new
Hmm.
to me, but about releasing it and realizing it. You and your ego are not one and the same. And he says a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
So, but he keeps repeating some of the same ideas or presents it in a different way, and it's been really good, a good read so far. And we're only a
Yeah.
couple of chapters in, but I can't wait
Yeah.
to the next chapter is. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to it already. It's just, something that really moves you because it really makes you think out of the box, I guess you could say. I mean, we all know about our ego, but the way he dives into it, you're like, oh, that's what it is.
Exactly. I think it's this is stuff we can share with others. I mean, obviously we're sharing today, but
Yeah.
I think that when we think about our children or our future grandchildren, we can pass on words of advice to them, like don't get so caught up in listening to the voice in your head and thinking that you have to keep up with the Joneses, and there might be a new term for that now. Because really in life, that's not what's important. It's really being able to listen to your inner self and know what is really brings you happiness and stuff like that. So
Yeah, he does talk about that as well. And he says the best way, if you need to, do something, listen to your little inner voice. And it's not going to be a real voice, of course, but, just take some time, just sit quietly and listen to yourself, and your body, your mind will tell you, okay, this is the direction to go, or whatever it is. So, yeah, again, and all about, going back to the ego, not just because this road is the one that's shiny and pearly and diamonds, you don't, that road doesn't mean it's going to make you happy either. So it's just going to make you look good because you'll have all the diamonds and pearls, but maybe the other road is a better road for you. So,
yeah, exactly. And that's what it is, being in touch with, like I said, there's nothing wrong with buying something that makes you happy or makes you comfortable,
mm-hmm.
but at what expense? If you put all yourself into that, and then it's not going to give you the same return affection, I guess you would say,
No,
if you give
yeah,
it,
no.
then you've wasted time and energy, and you could have been
Mm-hmm.
focused on, I don't know, just like even you and I know you and I have these dreams of taking train rides through like the wine country in
Yeah.
California or something. Um, but if we're not planning for that or really, like saving for that, it may never happen. But as we plan for something that really is meaningful and something we want to do, then I think not listening to our ego and not, trying to focus on what it is that we really want, and
Mm-hmm.
writing that down as a goal or a dream and making
Mm-hmm.
that happen. And it's going to happen because we really want to do that one
We
day.
want to do that. And we still haven't gone to the Lucy Museum
Oh, I know. We got to do
in
that.
What is it? Not St. James. Is it St. James?
Jamestown.
Jamestown in New York. Yeah. So, yeah, we're still going to get there too. But
That's
you're right. You know what? If we don't actually make a plan and set a goal and say, this time next year or whatever, we'll have saved whatever we saved and we're going. If we
right.
don't do that, we're never going to do it. So,
And anybody can decide, like maybe it's for them, it may not be travel, but it might be starting to take a walk every day or starting to join a club to meet new friends or
yeah.
whatever we all can kind of tap into is something that we want to do and
Mm-hmm.
start moving towards that. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am glad that we're continuing to read this, and I'm looking forward, just like you said, to chapter 3 and more enlightenment and rereading and rereading so that I can understand exactly what he's saying. But
yeah.
but it's an
Tomorrow,
awesome book. If anybody hasn't, or if anybody has seen this book and thought about reading it, take the time and read it. It's really good. It's really
yeah, add
insightful.
your comments, your thoughts, your perspectives around it as well. I'm going to go to a friend's house tomorrow night that lives over by the Half Price bookstore. So I'm going to go get it tomorrow. Hopefully it's there. I got to look it up online, see if
Oh,
it's,
good,
but I
good. I
really
hope you
want to
can
be able
find
to
it.
make some markings in the margins and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
write little notes down in my journal here, but it's way too small to read on camera. So I can't read, but I can.
No, and you're gonna love it. And I know this is a book that you would keep forever and probably go back and reread because it's good to reread it because it actually reminds you of, okay, I shouldn't be doing this, or what I should be doing. So it is a really good book. I'm enjoying it.
It's
But
interesting. I wonder what it would have been like if we would have read it like in our 20s or our 30s, when we were going through like our careers and our life
Mhm,
then
mhm.
versus now. But
I don't know. I don't know if it would have made as much sense. Maybe, maybe not. Not sure. I mean, it did kind of remind me of like college and taking, psychology and sociology,
yeah,
some of
yeah,
those classes, some of the material is kind of like, oh yeah, I think I remember talking about something like that. And I
yes,
loved all of those classes. So I think that's why I find this so interesting as well.
I think so too. Yeah.
But other than that, I think that is it. I don't have anything else.
Well, we had a good call about this, and I love that we're moving on to chapter 3. So leave us a comment if you read, if you've been reading along with us, or if you have interest in joining us for a call.
Or
And
if you've already read this book, definitely leave us a comment so that you can help us out or help me understand better. So,
yeah, well, we'll look forward to seeing everybody next week, and we'll be discussing chapter 3.
yes.
All right.
Have a good week, Elva. Take care, and
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week for another chat.
That sounds good. See you later. Bye bye.
Bye.